Welcome back. So now for part two of the office remodeling, which technically is not an office remodeling. It's more like a basement remodeling, because now that I have my electronics testing station up there and also my storage, I can start optimizing down here. So let me show you a bit around. So we had, this was like electronics manufacturing, and this is like mechanical assembly with the 3D printer in the middle of it. On top of this tower back there, I originally had my Prusa 3D printer, but you see it's a huge mess, and all this wall here with this shelf makes me lose a lot of space. I mean, it's about that of depth I lose, and I like having deep tables. And so down here, you see, we lose a lot of depth. We have a dual screen, which is completely useless. If I just do mechanics and electronics down here, I need one screen to maybe look up a data sheet, some pinouts and stuff, but I'm not going to do some programming. And I mean, I got these screens for free from somewhere. And so I was like, yeah, I can put multiple screens. But I realized, yeah, the value, I usually use one of them. And these bulky things, actually, I could get completely rid of them because I have this one here that now got available, because upstairs I added two new ones, 4K screens, because this is all full HD, but full HD is good enough. So I need much less screen and I need much more desk. And so the plan would be to have this desk here, but put this one right next to it. So that gives me one long desk all across here, and move this tower maybe to the corner, or maybe get completely rid of it. Maybe make a shelf up here, but mount it to the wall so it doesn't take space down here. Put a shelf up here to put my 3D printer on. That could be an idea. So it's much less thought through than my make up there. But the main reason is just up there is living space. So I have to like pass the wife test, which I have no problem with it. I mean, my wife's opinion is important. Down here, I'm totally free. That's my man cave. I can do all crazy shit I want down here. So that has the advantage I can totally improvise, and I will improvise. There will be basically no investment. I have enough scrap stuff I can reuse. So it will be a totally improvised situation. That's about it. I don't know how long it's going to take. Step one is clean up. I mean, you see all the tools lying around. The tools definitely need to find a new, to get down in the drawers and stuff. And so I can sort all that stuff. And then it would be first part to get all this out. And once all this is out, I could start thinking about then getting all this out and then moving the table over, and then we'll see. So that's a bit the improvised approach. And so I'd say it's time for cleaning out and making a short time lapse, because I don't want to bore you with 2 hours of cleaning, right? What I totally forgot to mention is I want to have this wall over here as a large wall of tools. I mean, maybe I will put a shelf up there in the corner for the 3D printer, but I also want like a large wall where I can put all my tools, to have them a bit better organized than in here, because I start overfilling all this. And especially for the power tools, I don't have space in here. And the power tools, some are down here, some is here. I have to like reorganize all this. So that's also part of the plan, freeing that wall, because that structure here is just useless. I mean, it worked long for a while. And yeah, this high amp power supply up there, I wanted to put it in some portable box so I can use it wherever I want. This fixed installation of power supply stuff, yeah, it was fun to build, but it was never really useful, never really fun to use. So yeah, that's also stuff. Yeah, and by the way, there's another screen up there, sitting there doing nothing. I mean, maybe I will still have a dual screen setup, but I think I will slam them straight, just screw them onto this wall so it doesn't take away some space. That could be an option. Yeah. Or I have, what I have these screen holders up here, these screen arms. But I was wondering if I could use one of them as a camera arm, because having that tripod in the middle of everything is also always a bit painful, because it's always tricky to, I mean, I can't get to my vacuum. It's just a total mess. So I have to rethink all this. But let's get some space, because I'm sure once I have an empty room, inspiration will flow. So we are getting somewhere. As you see, the shelf back here is gone. Here on the corner, I have already my screen, which is mounted on an arm. I have my magnifying glass with the light for soldering. My eyes get old. I need some magnifying glass to solder small stuff. The idea is that like the soldering station is here on the corner. So up here we have a computer attached to the wall, so it's up away from dust and dirt and stuff like this. So in the end, the plan is to move this table down here. Next to that, to have one long table all along here and have a shelf about up here for the 3D printer. Because again, I want to work on different levels to save space. And I have a piece of wood ready that would be 96, something like that, times 58. Yeah, that would be like approximately about here. I would get a shelf so I can put a 3D printer on it. I can even put my plate changer next to it if I want to. That would be great. But I still need to clean. I need to clean a lot. There's a lot of mess in here that needs to go out. Once everything is out, I can give it a deep clean. Yeah, because it is filthy down here. And I had, if you look down here, I had this cow fur from earlier. We got that thing 15 years ago, nobody wanted it, so I was like, yeah, let's put it down here so that it's not that cold concrete floor. But in the meantime, it absorbed all the dirt. Once that is out, I can do some deep vacuuming and stuff. And I think then I start reassembling everything. Down here is the air compressor. I don't exactly know yet where to put it. This thing here, this carriage with all the tools, I think I'll leave it there, but keep it mobile so I can move it if it's in the way. And this wall, actually I wanted to make like a tool wall for the most used tools. So I have them right at hand, and I have a nice overview, because these drawers are already kind of overfilled. Especially for the power tools, I could make some holders for power tools up there, because power tools in these drawers, they just eat up too much space. We'll see. It's really, I'll wing it while doing, and it will turn out well. I'm confident. Yesterday evening, I made myself some enemies. It was not a good idea, I must admit, but it just somehow came together. I absolutely wanted to put that shelf up so I could move the bamboo over there, so I could empty this table down here, so I could move it over there. Remember, it was over here, so now it's here. And so I absolutely wanted to get this done. The thing is that while I was cleaning out everything and I was ready to drill the holes, my daughter needed me, and since I want to be a good daddy, I took care of that. And when I was finished with that, I was like, yeah, I still have time. It was past 10. It was past 10 p.m. in the evening, and I drilled the hole into this wall, which is a load-bearing wall, concrete. The whole building is on that wall. So at 10 o'clock in the night, I woke up half the building. I mean, I had some apologies to do this morning, and I had to promise that it's never going to happen again. But we have now a bamboo shelf up here. This morning, our cleaning lady did some extra hours. Look down here. I mean, it's spotless right now. And I got rid of that damn cow fur, because at some point IKEA sells you like a cow's fur, and I had it 15 years ago. I bought it, and when I first came in here, I was like, yeah, let's put in some carpet so it's not going to be the cold concrete. But then I realized it was just swallowing all dirt. And especially when doing electronics with tiny little parts, dropping it into a fur is the dumbest thing you could do. So that thing is out. It's nearly spotless. That lady really, she is great at her job. Now I can continue building my new workspace here. What's next? This wall here, luckily it already has holes, so I will reuse the ones. I will not make new ones, because it is already 8:30 in the evening. So if I start drilling holes now, they're gonna kill me. So I will reuse the holes to put up just a piece of white wood. Actually, that's a former IKEA shelf from our wardrobe, because we replaced the shelves with drawers, and so the shelves went out. So I just put a white piece of wood here, because in wood I can just put as many little screws and nails in here, because I want to make like a tool wall up here. There I also have like down here to adjust the height of the second table, because this one is height adjustable, so it is nice and flat, and I have one large table, and then I have also like more space up to that shelf, so I can really work there. And yeah, and cleaning up more stuff. I got rid of a lot of shit. I mean, you see that red kind of piece of furniture I had built myself together to put the printer on it, that is gone. I had like a car full of trash to get rid of today. And so yeah, continuing next day of rebuilding my lab. I think I'm more or less done. Let me give you a tour. So we have one long desk to work on. Over there is probably going to be more the mechanical part. That's why the press is there. Over that, I have a 3D printer with its dedicated shelf. This old light, I added it here, so I have a bit more light over here. And over here is the soldering corner, where I have my magnifying glass with the light, all my soldering supplies, soldering iron, soldering heat gun. I also added my 2 electric screwdrivers up here, and I have a charging station for my batteries for these 2, for the screwer and for the saw, where I have all the auxiliaries up here. Here I still have the charging station. Up here I added a camera that points down onto my desk, so you will still have some overhead shots. And here I have all the most used tools. Probably I will change that over the time, but it's just the tools I need on a daily basis. And so I'm very happy to have them here and not down here in a drawer, because it's just easier to just grab them up here and use them. Yeah, and I modified my soldering vise in order to make it mobile. So now it has a base plate and I can put it everywhere I want. And the side effect is the base plate is steel. So I also have a heat resistant plate below if I want to do some soldering or whatever. I think that will do. I mean, this corner is still a bit of a mess. I mean, but I mean, I don't know yet how exactly I'm gonna do this. And up here I added tripod, but it's attached to the wall. So if I put you here like that, you will have a nice view of me working down here. And I don't have a tripod in the way when I want to work here, because the tripod was always taking too much space. But I think we're good with the basement, with the lab remodel. I hope you enjoyed watching, and now we can go back to real work.